So we have to talk about the OBIEE developer Delivers option, and we will go directly into the applications to look how it could be done. So again, on the UI standalone application, we'll log in, the administrator login, and to navigate to the Delivers, we need to go to the More Product tab, and we'll go. So here we see on the right side of the pane, we see Create iBot, Edit My Account, and Show My iBot Actions on My Behalf. So these are the options. We'll first go to the Edit My Account. It opens up a page, shows you what all different settings is. This is the same page you have for My Account settings for different privileges. So we can take a look at those. It shows your display name, the user ID. It shows what's your default dashboard you can set up when you log in. When you log into administrator right now, you must have noticed that directly went to the same dashboard. I could say my dashboard or any other dashboard to be my default one. The locale is the language you see and the time zone which you have the settings. Like if you set up a Europe kind of a time setup, you will see the dates in DD, MM, YY, while in America you will see MM, DD, YY. So that kind of settings and the language settings are defined by the locale. The language for the different reports and this kind of thing, it works based on the setting which is placed out here. So if I change from English to something else, this will change the whole application into a different language. We can do that look at that later point of time. But so this is again the time zone. You could have different time zone settings for individual. And the Delivers options, which are more critical for this particular exercise, it's email. What is my default email ID? So you can add my email device, and I can put my email name, and you can type the email address and stuff like that. And if you wanted the report to be going to the phone number, it could be a mobile device, so you can enter that. You can have pager, handheld device, or some other kind of devices. But more and more it's used in email or sometimes phone. And one other way it is done is like the delivery profile. So let's say I add a delivery profile, and you say, it's a way to say you can set up settings like saying I want email to be my default when a report comes, if this is the condition. So it gives you those options to pick up later in when you create an iBot. Again, it gives you the group membership. So this particular administrator always belongs to a group called Presentation Server Administrator. It has access to most of the things in the application apart from the custom things which you do. So you'll have to get that privilege as you add more custom things. But this is kind of the main super admin who has all that kind of access. So that's the My Account page. We currently do not have anything on the showing iBot because no iBots have been created. So let's go ahead and create one iBot. It will not work because we haven't, the demo does not have all the setups necessary for that, but we can browse to different screens. So you see various tabs provided for Delivers setting. So a Delivers may have all these tabs filled in or may not, based on what you want. So let's go one by one and understand them. The first one is overview, is just a launching pad to give you the different tabs that go again, like which tabs you have, the same corresponding links you have here. So let's use the one by one. So this general tab provides you the priority. You can set up an iBot to be more high priority, low priority, and different kind of setup. This is an important one: personalized individual data visibility or not personalized data visibility. So this is tied in with the data security aspect. So a user may have access to an example EMEA data only, and if this iBot has been configured with this particular setting, the personalized individual data visibility, and you run that iBot, and there are 3 people who are getting the iBot, one from EMEA, one from APAC, and one for Americas. Each of them will be getting a different set of data set to the same iBot. it's just not because of this one setting, but there are more settings involved, but this is also required for that. So that's the option. When you say personalize, you could also optionally add who not personalized. You can say who is not personalized by run as which particular user, and it defaults will logged in as administrator. That's what it's showing. So yeah, most of the default settings you can leave it that way. Then you see the conditional request. Now this particular iBot may run based on some condition. If this happens, then run a report. So you could put one report. Let's say we'll select this. So this is a conditional request. So once this demo one request gets some records, that's the point of time this iBot will run, otherwise not. This is again optional. You may not have any kind of conditions, and the report will run based on the schedule, which is the next tab. So you can say that I have created this iBot, let's run it right now, or you can define a schedule which is time based. And what conditional request is doing is it could be based on not on the timing but an event. So a particular report has generated some records. Let's say you have another report which has records coming in when only this phase has completed. So once that phase is completed, the conditional request report will get the result, and then this iBot will trigger. Or it could be a combination of the both time-based and event-based. So you define a time, but also have a condition. So it will run at a particular time, verify for that condition. If that condition is satisfied, the iBot will move forward, otherwise not. Then you have, in the time settings, you have recurrence possibilities. So these are different options. Let's move on to the CPN tab. It could be who is going to receive this report. So it could be me, that person logged in, or you can select it from the set of users. So, and you can define this particular group is going to get it, this particular user is going to get, all those kind of settings can be configured. Publish for subscription. Now you might create an iBot and you can make it published for subscription, and other users can, if they need, they can subscribe to the report and unsubscribe as they need. So we are not specifically saying these people should get it, but they have an option to get the report. Okay. That's the recipient. Then the delivery content. This is the main part of that. So this is the main what report you want to run. So I would select a one particular report, give some heading, demo, deliver. And you could send that information as an attachment with a HTML format or just HTML format. So these are the different options which this report could be delivered to. If you are setting as an attachment, you could send along with that attachment, you can send an informational note in this email, or that's again an optional thing. I'll leave it that way. Then the next important thing is the destination, where you want this report to be delivered. Now we have scheduled this report and we want to be delivered into the interactive dashboard or an active delivery profile. So when you say interactive dashboard, what will happen? It will be stored on this application only. And when you say, let's check out the active delivery profile, it will do email or pager based on the user, what his setting for the delivery profile. Okay, on this side we see the caching. As we talked a little bit before as well, the delivers could be used for caching. So what you could do is you might run a report which you are not delivering anywhere, it's just sitting on a cache server and it's creating a cache file, and it will help performance improvements using caching. So you can create main important reports every morning, and once users come, they will directly hit the cache and get reports much faster. Then the last tab is the advanced tab. There are some options which you can do in the advanced tab, like you could chain an iBot. Then you could run an iBot after you can set, okay, once this iBot is completed, I want another iBot to be executed. So this could be a way of chaining iBots. The scenarios which we were talking about caching, you might define 5 different reports which are important. So what you could do is, once your daily ETL refresh is done, because caching has to work in synchronization with the ETL, so once that is done, at that point of time you might run the first iBot, which will generate the first report. Once that is finished, you can change another. This could be the setting that you might use, and change another iBot one after the other, so all 5 gets refreshed every time the ETL run is completed. Then you have the option of adding a custom script. You could add a script like in JavaScript or VB script, and this has to be a file on those scripts saved on a server, the application server, or maybe if you have a separate scheduling server, this could be placed. And the file name has to exactly match the file stored on a particular server. Examples of this can be used, like suppose you want a report which is created and also to be stored on a file server somewhere, or some kind of another shared place you want, where people can pick it up or another application is picking it up. So this is the time place where example we can use scripts to do kind of things. There are different things which you can use. I just gave one example. Workflow for iBots is basically, as we were saying before, analytics could be used very powerfully integrated with the civil application, or within analytics itself. You can define business processes to say once this is completed, this workflow should be triggered. So your iBot could be a part in that workflow, and this is the place where you can set up things. I haven't really seen a lot of people doing that, but this is again an option. You could run a custom Java program if need be. So those are the options which you are having. It depends on the needs and how the requirements come in. These need to be explored and get more detailed into it. All of these tabs which you saw, only 2 of them are mandatory. Those are delivery content, and I would say the recipient by default they put it me, so it is the first mandatory, but there is default value, so that's taken care of. So I would say 3 of them are mandatory: the recipient, delivery content, and the destination. Others are not mandatory. We'll try this, saving this particular report with the schedule of start immediately. It's out to save because I thought I'm not starting.